Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of those videos where I talk about updates on the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress coming from Toady1 and KitFox. We have a blog post today from one Three-Toe, and that is Zach Adams, Tarn's brother, talking about some stuff that we may have missed and showing a mayor's sheet. He also addresses some player concerns, which I think are interesting. I'm going to read his post and then talk about it after. If you would like to skip the part where I read, skip to here. Still with us? Okay, let's continue. I just want to address something that might have been lost on those of you old hands that haven't been following the Steam newsfeed. We aren't just designing a UI for newbies. We are redesigning everything to make this a great experience, as well as an oddity that's hanging on the wall at a museum in New York. For some reason, basic systems have been replaced with ones that are much more transparent and intuitive and fun. Many now think that the new stress system is too easy, but I doubt anyone wants to return to the days when annoying red arrows meant that your fort was doomed. We have changed the system into something different than both of these extremes, but more importantly, we are going to show you what's actually going on instead of letting flashing arrows drive you crazy. First of all, even in the easy version of the stress system, there's a spectrum of emotions, like most complex systems in DF, that was hidden under the surface. You may or may not have been following the Steam news, but now we have a string of smiley faces representing your dwarves and their immediate emotional state. And you can see the spread of varied emotions in this fort, and this is the best I could do after 7 years and 200 dwarves, giving them everything their little hearts desired, with a detailed thought and memory tab. And you can see what brought them to the state that they're in. For example, one of my angriest dwarves, who was the mayor, who hated that I gave his count this posh office, and was outraged that I had convicted a goose of being drunk and disorderly. You might not be able to please everyone, but at least there are no more blinking arrows. So if you're just joining us, now we are looking at the image itself. And as you can see from this image here, down in the description of this poor mayor, they are clearly outraged after dwelling upon sleeping in a very poor bedroom, and they are also angry after dwelling upon getting into an argument, probably about that poor bedroom, I would say, and they're also angry dwelling upon being confined. They clearly did some time in prison because of this poor bedroom and some sort of crime that they have committed in the past. But they did feel triumph after starting a fist fight and some empathy while being yelled at by an unhappy citizen, probably caused by said triumph. The real problem here is that they were a fish cleaner as their main career, which is clearly a shameful thing to be doing with your time as a dwarf, and this has caused them to become haggard at the young age of only 82 years old. Lovely little mayor and a beautiful description, and also they are currently conducting a meeting with an unhappy citizen. The smiley faces that he was discussing are over here, which are very similar to the mood symbols in DF Hack, which pops up in the bottom right of the screen. Now, looking at this image, it does describe a very interesting little tale of a dwarf, and while I do think the game is easier in its current state and not as necessary to be min-maxed, I do wish that there was a little bit of a heavier swing with a little bit more violence in the current version. Honestly, I do know that he is talking about some people thinking that the game is a bit too easy. I'm one of those people. I think that it's a little bit more exciting when the flipping back and forth between stressed and not stressed for your dwarves. I like it when it's a bit more extreme and a bit more frequent. That being said, I do think the game is in a much better place right now as a storytelling device. You have to force bad events to happen for long periods of time in order for dwarves to get truly upset. It is completely up to the player who you say committed a crime, and you can more or less ignore that mechanic if you wish. I was recently playing with a Star Wars mod where I had droids that were committing crimes, and I didn't have any witnesses because I didn't have anybody set up in the job to receive the reports at the time. So, because of this, I could have selected whoever I wanted. I know who committed the crime because I saw the droid in specific that was running around committing the crimes. However, I chose to ignore them so that I didn't have problems. I could have gone out of my way to cause these problems, which would have caused issue there. The VODs for that playthrough will be going up on the channel over the next few days, and I do think that it would be fun if the game kind of forced those situations to happen a little bit more. Zach could absolutely simply give this mayor a better bedroom, and could also absolutely set the game up so that this mayor wouldn't be upset. But he's choosing not to, which is causing storytelling, which I think is one of the strengths of Dwarf Fortress. What do you think about this? And what do you think of this mayor's life story? I do honestly think that it is kind of a sad tale to be told. I'd love to hear what you think in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching this video about Dwarf Fortress. If you want to see more videos like it, there is a huge playlist on my YouTube channel talking about the Steam version and various bits of news surrounding it. And also I cover the monthly Q&As that Tarn does called Future of the Fortress. If you want to support the work I do directly and you want to watch more of me, you can do that over on patreon.com/BLINDIRL. Super thanks are active here now. And also if you want to see more of my face, you can do that over at twitch.tv/BLINDIRL, where you can watch me stream live. A lot of Dwarf Fortress and other weird things. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.